Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. We're about to make some banana muffins, and these are so sweet and delicious, and there's no processed sugar in them. Now, what do I mean by no processed sugar? That means I'm using a sweetener alternative, not an artificial one, but one that is actually beneficial to you. Lower glycemic index, and it is so flavorful. It's not bleached processed sugar. It's just unrefined, really good alternatives. So let's go over there. This goes together quickly, bakes, and then you frost it later on with a cream cheese frosting, again with no processed sugar. So you're just not going to believe how good these are. Let's go. I just turned my oven on 375 degrees, so it needs to preheat, but I just took some bread out of the oven, so it's kind of warm already. It shouldn't take that long. In our bowl, we have a half cup of butter that I have melted, and it's cooled off just a little bit. It doesn't have to cool off, but it did because somebody pulled up and I had to go out and talk to him. To that, we are going to add 2 eggs. This is about 2 tablespoons of honey. You don't necessarily have to add honey to it. I've made these without any honey, and they turn out just fine. Really and truly, in all honesty, it depends on how overripe your bananas are. If you're going to use a banana that you would grab to just eat as a snack, that's not the right banana. Go get the one you think is rotten. But hopefully, you have watched our channel long enough to know you never, ever, ever, ever throw away a banana that has brown specks on it or the peel on it is dark. You just peel those and put them in the refrigerator to use pretty soon, or put them in the freezer to use later. I have gallon bags, well, a couple of them in my freezer that just have bananas lined up in it, and I just break them off, let them thaw enough to where you can make your dish, and then use them like that. All right, I'm going to mix this up just a little bit so we can add our other ingredients to it. All right, now we will add our bananas. This is what I've collected in my in my refrigerator. It was one of those. Look at this. That banana says, "Let me out." But these smell so good. If you just don't look at them, they smell so good. I mean, they're super sweet too. Once they get those brown specks on them, they are ready to roll. We're also going to add 1 cup of sour cream to the mix. Mix that up a little bit. Now, let me get this out of the way. I have to have that beater in just the right place when it stops. Okay, a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, but baking soda, added to 2 cups of flour. Get out of there. Two teaspoons of really good quality vanilla. This is homemade vanilla. And we'll mix that up. We don't want to overmix. You don't want to make it like, you know, rubbery. And that's it. My favorite way to do this is add pecans to this, but if you don't like nuts, do not add those to it. But we are sharing these with a friend. I'm taking dinner to their house, and I can't remember if they like pecans or not, so better to just err on the side of, nah, I didn't have any pecans. These would be a perfect breakfast item. These make a delicious dessert. These make a really good snack. This is my ceramic coated muffin tin, and it does not need coated with anything. I've added coconut oil to it and butter before, but it just beads up on there. So yeah, and these come out without leaving any residue. It's really cool. Okay, let me turn this down so you can see what's being done. This is my cookie dough scoop, and this is my largest one, but I can't remember what size it is. This recipe always turns out a little bit different each time I make it because I don't measure my bananas. And that was probably, I think there may have been 4 small bananas in there. So maybe, I think my original recipe calls for about 1.5 cups of mashed bananas. So if you want to measure them out, that's the closest thing. Closest measurement I have to that. Hey, good timing on the oven being preheated. Don't you love giving a dessert knowing that there's a benefit to it? I mean, the fact that this has bananas in it, it really does make it good. Now, also, I will throw this in there just to kind of give you a variety. If you want to add a couple of tablespoons of cocoa or carob powder, actually cacao is preferred over cocoa because it's not processed. But if you want to add that for a chocolate flavor, that would be great. Or if you wanted to add a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter to this, that would be great too. You could probably reduce the butter a little bit if you're adding peanut butter, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay. Let's get in the cups. I may or may not lick that spatula when the camera's off, but you'll never know. So, okay, we're going to put these in the oven now. And we will set our timer for, let's see, 25 minutes. Okay, these will be done in 25 minutes. I'm going to let them cool off. Then we'll come back and I'll show you how to make the cream cheese frosting on the top. It's really good. All right, we have our muffins cooling off over there. They come out of the oven, and I just flipped them over so they would cool a bit. I had the ceiling fan going on right above us, and we're gonna make some cream cheese frosting. So in my bowl, I have softened cream cheese. So you can tell how soft that is. To that, we're gonna add about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Do not miss the salt. If you start adding sweetener to this, whether it's honey or coconut sugar or date syrup or something like that, if you do not add salt to it, it is gonna just seem overwhelmingly sweet. And I know that a lot of people are like me. I used to go, hey, the sweeter the better. It sounds good to me. That's not true. You need it to balance out with the saltiness. So this is 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm just going to put about half of that in here. You can see that's about half full. Don't miss the salt. And we're also going to add maybe about a teaspoon of vanilla. And that's good high quality vanilla. This is coconut sugar. And the smell of this stuff, every time I open it, it just gets better. When I first started using it, I was like, I don't really know. It's kind of a toasty smell. I don't really know, but it is just delightful. Okay, I'm going to start out with about 1/4 of a cup. This is a 1/3 cup measure. I'm going to start out with about 1/4 of a cup because I can't remember how much I put in it the other day. I made these the other day, and I knew the first bite, I was like, you know what? I need to do a video on that because that's something somebody would be interested in because they want to avoid processed sugar. But man, do we love some banana muffins. Ooh, they just are happiness. Happiness in my mouth. Okay, let's whip these up. I have regular beaters from my mixer, but I put the whip attachment on there just because it's cream cheese and why not? And I don't even remember if I said or not, but that was 4 ounces of cream cheese. So half a package. I used half a package the other day to make those. And when I had 4 ounces left, I thought, hey, if these are good enough, I'll make some more. And it was. Okay, now you can call it an advantage or a disadvantage, but one aspect of using coconut sugar is your mixture is going to turn out looking really tanned and caramely. So it may just be subliminally, but people will have a tendency to think it tastes more like caramel because it looks more like caramel, even though it's not. All right, we are going to frost these with our cream cheese frosting. And like I said, if you want to add more coconut sugar to this, feel free. If you want to add, if you want to make a double batch and really frost it on top. Now the frosting does not stay. If you add butter to it, it would be more of a thin consistency. It would be temperature sensitive. But with just the cream cheese and the sugar, when it gets that kind of a dry coating on it, that frosting is not going anywhere. It holds up really, really well on these. It does not take a lot of frosting on these. When I made this the other day, I thought, oh, this probably didn't make enough. It was perfect for 12 of these. I'm just going to frost the tops of them. Not going to make any rosettes or any rope designs or anything. Mainly because I can't do that, but also because that's not what these are about. Okay, that's how this looks. Just going to frost a few of these so you can see what it looks like. And again, if you wanted to add peanut butter to this frosting, that would be totally fine. If you wanted to add chocolate to it, you could do that as well. Just get creative with this, but we like ours just like this. And toasted pecans would not be a bad idea on top of these at this point, because who doesn't love a toasted pecan with something that has banana flavor to it? I know I am a huge fan of pecans. I just didn't put any in these because I'm not sure if my friends want those. Okay, so here is our plate full of banana muffins. And when that frosting dries, it's going to be fabulous. So there you go. Quick to put together, quick to bake, and really the hardest part of this is, or takes the longest, is letting them cool off so you can frost them. But the frosting comes together, as you can see, very, very quickly. So those are ready to roll. So thanks for joining us. Recipe is in the description as always, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Make some of these for a friend, and then you just eat the ones that are left in the pan. So that's a good idea. See ya.